Hey, what's up you guys? I hope you're having an incredible day. Today I'm going to talk about my Uber stock and why I have created a position worth more than $17,000. But before I do that, make sure to like, subscribe to this channel so I can continue creating and sharing these videos with you guys. I believe that companies who come out disrupting markets are companies that have a long future for sure. I know that they are going through some rough time now, but I believe that every company goes through some rough and some bumps, over time. Take Facebook, for example. I have a position on Facebook and I love this company. Those of you that do not know own Facebook, Facebook is a company that also owns WhatsApp, Instagram, Oculus VR, Onavo, and Beluga, which was the company of the startup that provided them with the software they needed to solidify their popular Facebook Messenger. All right, so now let's check out my position in Facebook. And as of now, I own 100 shares of Facebook with an equity value of $23,500. My average cost or cost basis is $167. So my total return on this right now is $6,771, which is a 40% increase. Facebook IPO launched at $38 on May 15, 2012, but things did not go that well. After IPO, the stock went down a lot, all the way to $17.73 by September 2012, before going up a lot in 2013. So just to put some numbers out there, if a person would have invested $10,000 8 years ago at their IPO of $38, not even at the lowest point on September, at their IPO, they would have had somewhere around 263 shares. If you count that numbers of shares for the value that Facebook has right now, the value is $235, they would have somewhere around $61,000, plus, which is amazing for those initial $10,000. Anyways, now going back to Uber. This is a perfect example of another company that, in my opinion, has potential for a lot of growth in the future. Uber's IPO was in 2019 at $45 per share. Right now, Uber is trading around $34.72. In my initial position, I had somewhere around 500 shares at a cost basis of around $26. In my initial position, I had an average of 500 shares at a cost of around $26. I did sell some before earnings. When I saw some resistance at around $34, my total return for Uber is $1,525. That's around an 8%, which is really good. That is not taking into account the fact that I was gaining another $3,000 prior to selling some of my stock before earnings. I used to live in New York City. Back in the day, when we used to think about New York City, or when we saw New York City in movies or shows, it was all about the Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, Rockefeller Center. In each of those places, we used to see a common staple of the city, which was the yellow cab. They have complete control of the market until apps like Uber and Lyft came disrupting their industry. They used to run the whole city, and there were some restrictions on taxi drivers when performing services downtown. It was a market so strong that to own one of these medallion cabs, you had to literally fork out between $500,000 and $800,000, which required you to jump many hoops and get a loan for the car. According to an article by the New York Daily News, in 2012, the year before Uber arrived to New York City, the lenders or people who used to loan money for these cars only foreclosed on 5 yellow cabs. Then, as Uber began to solidify and gain more popularity, things began to get worse for those lenders and the medallion owners. Moving forward, in 2016, the lenders foreclosed on 23 medallions. Then the following year, in 2017, they foreclosed on 46 medallions. And then in 2018, the number began to skyrocket to more than 490 medallions. In 2012, medallions used to give around 500,000 trips per day. Fast forward to 2019, they were only offering 230,000 rides, which is a 46% decrease from what they used to give just 7 years prior. The number one reason why the yellow cab industry is in decline is, wait for it, conveniency. We all love things that are easy, fast, and efficient. And that's exactly what Uber provides. An incredible app experience with arrival time, which make it convenient to do a few things and get out directly to your personal assigned driver. Before the last earning call, we knew that Uber was going to get hit really hard because of the pandemic, the stay-at-home orders, and things like that. But they also had something that the other players on their industry, on their space, did not have. So Uber was not completely in the silence. They also have their food delivery platform, which saw an improvement during this time. Uber Eats gross bookings were up 52% according to the numbers, and that's incredible. And I'm sure that there were people out there that have never made an order using this app. And now they were doing it because they had to be at home and they wanted to protect themselves. I personally love the convenience of this side of Uber, because even though we own a car, we still have reasons to use their services. To tell you the truth, I have used this feature of Uber not just in the United States, but also internationally. For example, last March we were in Costa Rica and I ordered local foods several times using the Uber Eats app, and this was just amazing. If Uber was able to disrupt the yellow cab market, what else could it disrupt given the time? There are so many great ideas on the works, and I believe that they have a good chance at success. Some of these are: 1. Uber Freight. This is something that could revolutionize that sector. Uber would disrupt markets for companies like C.H. Robinson, Convoy, DHL, Next Trucking. Essentially, they would eliminate the middleman, making it much more simpler for people who own trucks to directly work with the companies requesting services. I believe that this will come at a way lower cost for the company, and also will give more revenue to the driver. This will also allow the drivers to choose when and what they want to drive, so they could make their own schedule just like a regular Uber driver would do when, giving rides to people from point A to point B. This is something that will make the process way more convenient for both companies and drivers. And if you remember, convenience is something that can disrupt any market. So if this blows up, it will be another income stream for Uber, and in times like these, where essential businesses need to be resupplied often, it will definitely be a game changer. Second, we have the Uber bike and scooter program called Jump. These are electric bikes mainly directed to how people move in cities. Cities like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Houston will definitely benefit from an asset like this one. The main focus are short commuters. It will be less expensive than hailing a cab, and in high density cities like New York and Los Angeles, it will definitely be faster than a bus. The difference between this bike and one of those you have seen in a shared docking station is that this one, you can ride it anywhere because the locking system and the user interface are in the bike itself. According to CNBC, today around 55% of the population lives in cities, but that is expected to rise close to 68% by 2050. In my opinion, the outlook for this program looks great because in cities like Los Angeles and New York, it is hard to have a car. There's no parking spaces. If you pay for a private garage, you could be paying something between $400 and $700, which is a lot. That's aside from insurance, gas, and everything else that comes from owning a car. So this business model has a lot of potential to generate a lot of revenue for Uber in the future. The third thing that I believe it could be a boom in the future for Uber is this aerial taxi network, which is expected to begin offering public rides in 2023, but they could begin demos as soon as this year. So the cabin for these aircrafts, which look very similar to helicopters, will be able to accommodate 4 people. The services will launch first in Los Angeles and Dallas-Fort Worth. The Uber Elevate network also has 8 partners, each of them working on a prototype. Some of them are big names in the aerospace industry, such as Embraer, Boeing, and Bell. Hey, I know that a lot of these sounds like, science fiction for you, but many of the things that we enjoy today were things that people thought were going to be science fictions in the 1990s and 1980s. I know that they will need to jump some hoop for this one because there will be some FAA regulations and things that they will need to resolve, but it is definitely possible. This program, just like the Jump program, is looking to solve problems that people in the city live every day. And these problems are the traffic, the gridlock, which can be extremely time consuming. Trust me, last time I was in Los Angeles, a trip from Malibu to Los Angeles that typically takes me around 50 minutes, it took me more than 3 hours. You could literally get out of the car and walk beside it, and you would be moving faster walking than what the car was moving while in that gridlock. Something really interesting is that Uber is working to make sure that all these services can work together seamlessly. So you can move from one point to another, or from one service to another, without having to go crazy and doing a lot of jumps. For example, in your commute trip, you can start with a jump bike to go to the Skyport, where you could take an Uber Air, and once you land at your destination, your assigned Uber car will be waiting for you to take you to the final destination. Again, another example of convenience. Finally, this aircraft will be electric, which I believe will gain popularity because we all want to protect the planet. Other things that keep me very positive about this company is their CEO, Dara Khosrowshahi. While he was in Expedia, the gross value of hotel and travel bookings almost quadrupled. He left Expedia in 2017, and he also left 184 million in unvested stock in the company that he has taken to the skies to work on Uber, a company that was unprofitable. To be clear, Uber did pay him 200 million, but going from something that was at the moment safer to a riskier bet, to me, that means that he sees a lot of potential in this company. Last November, he bought 250,000 shares of Uber, now holding more than 1.5 million shares of the company. So you can make your own conclusion about that, but to me, I think he believes a lot in the company and a lot in the future of the company. All right, guys. So these are the reasons why, in my opinion, and remember, this is just my opinion, I believe that there's a lot of potential in Uber in the future if everything goes according to plan. Now, let me know what you think about Uber in the comments below, and make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. See you next time.